Tammy Rivera was born in Tappahannock, Virginia, and raised in West Baltimore, Maryland. She has been candid about her rough upbringing, raised by her mother after her father, Oscar, went to prison. Tammy didn't meet him until she was 14 years old. That detail alone tells you a lot about what shaped her. She also keeps it real about her school days, once admitting, "I fought every day," before she got expelled in the 10th grade. The confidence, the zero-tolerance energy, the refusal to let anyone define her narrative. None of that came from nowhere. It came from West Baltimore, from a childhood that forced her to figure herself out without a full family structure, and from a mother who kept her moving forward anyway. Tammy Rivera proudly embraces both her African-American and Nicaraguan heritage, something fans may not know if they only met her through Love and Hip Hop. Over the years and in previous interviews, Tammy has made it clear that she takes pride in every part of her background, adding another layer to the woman viewers have watched grow, glow, and occasionally gather folks when necessary, and still stay unbothered while doing it. Her mixed heritage has always been part of her identity, even when the cameras were focused elsewhere. It showed up in her personal life too. When Waka threw Charlie a Beauty and the Beast-themed quinceañera, Tammy and Charlie honored their Nicaraguan heritage with several outfit changes. That's not someone performing culture for the cameras. That's a mother making sure her daughter knows exactly where she comes from. And speaking of Charlie, this is one of the most important facts people tend to overlook when talking about Tammy Rivera. She had Charlie at 18 from a previous relationship, and from the start, she's been raising a daughter the internet has literally watched grow up on screen through Love and Hip Hop Atlanta and Waka and Tammy, Waka Flocka, becoming a mother at 18, navigating that alone before fame ever entered the picture, and then doing it publicly under the scrutiny of reality television. That takes a specific kind of strength that doesn't get talked about enough. Over the years, Waka Flocka Flame stepped into the role of bonus dad, becoming deeply involved in Charlie's life since she was around 6, even maintaining that bond after his 2022 divorce from Tammy. Now here's where the story gets current, because what's happening right now in June 2026 is bringing all of these threads back together in a very public way. Tammy Rivera entered VH1's Love and Hip Hop Atlanta in 2014 alongside then Fion's Waka Flocka Flame, and instantly became one of the franchise's standout personalities thanks to her no-nonsense energy and signature style. But the cameras stayed glued to the relationship drama. Their 8-year marriage played out publicly on Love and Hip Hop Atlanta, where fans watched them navigate infidelity, trust issues, and the pressure of being in the spotlight together. Tammy did not hide from any of it. She talked about it, dealt with it on screen, and kept building regardless. Tammy Rivera didn't stop at reality TV fame. She turned the spotlight into a full-on business strategy. She launched her swimwear line T Rivera, moved into music, dropped singles and an EP, and grew a social media following that reached into the millions, all while managing a public marriage that was anything but smooth behind the scenes. Then the marriage ended. Waka and Rivera tied the knot on May 25, 2014, and finalized their divorce in 2022 after 8 years of marriage. Tammy has spoken about this publicly and without bitterness. In a December 2025 appearance on Carlos King's Reality with the King podcast, Rivera looked back on her marriage to the rapper, saying that even though it ended, they kept their friendship intact. She described Waka Flocka Flame as someone searching for his identity while they were together.
Was that just
No, it actually wasn't. I like that. That was like, it got to a point where that stopped.
Which put strain on their marriage over time. Though they faced challenges including infidelity, Rivera said that mutual respect kept them on good terms. She admitted to Carlos King that cheating was the only reason she gracefully bowed out from her marriage to Waka. Ultimately, she didn't want to lose her friend by continuing to stick around and building resentment for past transgressions. That framing her decision, her exit on her own terms, has defined the entire narrative of how Tammy has carried herself. She did not perform grief for the internet. She moved forward deliberately. Tammy Rivera has been locked in on her soft life with her boo kosher oasis. By July 2025, she was publicly celebrating her 39th birthday with him. The nickname Kosher Oasis surfaced prominently during her 39th birthday celebration on July 30th, 2025, when Tammy shared a touching love letter from him on Instagram. Fans reacted immediately, blown away by the warmth of the post and the fact that Tammy looked genuinely at peace. Tammy Rivera revealed that she and Kosher Oasis had purchased an estate together, sharing a video on Instagram and crediting her man for the support, love, care, and patience he showed her throughout the entire process. In the caption, she said she cannot wait to start a new chapter of life with him. Then by early 2026, she was sharing videos of herself on a boat on their lake for the first time, paddle boating with Kosher, their cats exploring the estate, and a full breakfast with a view setup, describing herself as actually happy in a way that resonated deeply with fans. Her comment section flooded with people applauding the era she was in. In that same Carlos King interview, Tammy made it clear she is not leaving Kosher Oasis for anyone, saying there is not enough money in the world that could make her leave this man.
You try to dress like a thought like your mom, keep dressing like that, someone gonna touch you like they touched your mom when she was younger.
That she could find someone richer, but she cannot find the same morals and rich spirit that she has now. That is exactly where things stood on May 31st, 2026, when Waka Flocka decided to drop one of the biggest personal announcements of his career on his 40th birthday. On May 31st, Waka shared an Instagram post to reveal that he was expecting his first child on his birthday. The image showed his left hand holding a large wooden letter J, carved with the name Joaquin Jr. The rapper, whose real name is Joaquin James Malfers, wrote in his caption, "Just waiting for you to come home, Junior. Best gift a man could ever ask for. I walked 40 YRS on Earth." He also reposted a message to his Instagram story, expressing how much he was looking forward to holding and smelling his newborn baby, an emotional, vulnerable moment that fans immediately latched onto. According to the Shade Room, he shared the news on his 40th birthday and was met with love from fans celebrating this next chapter. The reaction in the comment section was overwhelmingly positive. Fans flooded the comment section with congratulations and said they were excited to see him step into daddy duties for his own child, especially since he's already been a strong father figure. Comments poured in from all corners of social media, celebrating the Atlanta rapper who had long been known for his energy in the streets, but was now stepping into a brand new chapter entirely. However, one thing the internet immediately noticed: Waka did not identify the mother in the post. He did not identify the mother. He was linked to a woman named Melanie in 2024, though her recent social media activity did not suggest a pregnancy. However, one thing the internet immediately noticed: Waka did not identify the mother in the post. He did not identify the mother. Fans started speculating immediately. He was linked to a woman named Melanie in 2024. Though her recent social media activity did not suggest a pregnancy. The internet has been filling in that blank on its own. Comment sections across multiple platforms filled with people asking, "Who is the mother?" and expressing curiosity about the full story behind the announcement. As of now, that question remains publicly unanswered. What nobody was expecting was Charlie's reaction. While some wondered if Charlie would have mixed feelings about no longer being the only child, she had a rather unexpected response in Waka's comments. Charlie jumped into the comments section to celebrate and said she's ready for the big sister duties, adding, "My baby already." Fans were moved by that response. It said everything about the kind of relationship Charlie and Waka have maintained even after the divorce from her mother. This bond has been building for years. In 2021, Charlie publicly asked Waka if he would adopt her, a moment that drew significant attention from fans who had watched their bond grow throughout the years. And more recently, in 2025, Waka posted photos after reportedly buying Charlie her first condo. Charlie celebrated in her caption, writing that she was forever grateful to God for blessing her and her parents, specifically calling out her dad. Supporters followed suit, praising their family for still coming together gracefully. One fan commented that Charlie was going to be a great big sister, now that Waka has 2 babies to spoil. The warmth from the public around this blended family dynamic was real and widespread, a reflection of years of watching these people navigate complicated circumstances. Now, back to Tammy, because the internet was not going to let her sit this one out quietly. The internet has been patiently waiting on Tammy Rivera to enter the chat amid Waka Flocka's baby announcement. Tammy still hasn't publicly reacted to the news of Waka fathering his own biological child, but that didn't stop her from clapping back at a troll who brought up their past marriage. When his baby announcement started circulating, she stayed quiet publicly, which only seemed to invite more commentary directed her way. That is exactly how these situations tend to work. The silence reads as an opening, and people immediately try to fill it with their own version of the story. Folks online quickly slid into the comment section of some of Tammy's social media posts mentioning Waka, but she didn't back down. She responded and shut it all down. One troll went directly at the narrative, framing the situation as Waka having left Tammy and punctuating it with a head-shaking emoji. Tammy answered with 2 words. That was it. No thread, no emotional monologue, no subtweet. Just a short, direct correction and nothing more. Her story does not match the version being circulated, and she is not interested in letting the wrong version stand unchallenged. She is not offering takes on Waka's new chapter, not weighing in on who the mother might be, and not performing anything for the audience that is watching her closely right now. The woman who once had her entire marriage dissected on national television has clearly drawn a firm line around what she chooses to engage with and what she does not. A troll misrepresenting her story gets 2 words. Everything else gets silence. Earlier in March 2025, Waka appeared on the It's Giving podcast and told the host that if he cannot see himself having a baby with someone, there is no reason to think about marriage or even being together. He said they should figure each other out first, because titles can cause hurt when things go wrong. He was essentially building up to this moment publicly, months before the Instagram post made it official. He stated that the only way he is dating is if he is trying to have kids, and that he has to be able to see someone as the mother of his children. Looking back at that interview now, it reads like a man who had already made his decision and was working toward it. It's a major milestone for the rapper who has always embraced being a father figure in his personal life. Waka has also been posting about the emotional side of fatherhood, sharing thoughts about holding and smelling his newborn, which reveals how deeply he's already connected to this experience. For someone who has been through public relationship drama and the complexities of blended family dynamics, this feels like a genuine moment of joy. A full picture of where all 3 of these people stand right now, Tammy, Waka, and Charlie, is genuinely one of the more interesting post-divorce stories in the reality TV world. Waka Flocka, at 40, is about to become a biological father for the first time, after years of being the man who helped raise someone else's daughter and built a bond so strong she once publicly asked him to adopt her. Charlie, now 20 years old, is celebrating her soon-to-arrive baby brother in the comment section and calling herself ready for big sister duties. And Tammy Rivera, the woman who carried the weight of a very public marriage, a very public separation, a troll-heavy comment section, and years of speculation about how she really feels, is living on a lakeside estate with a man she says she would not trade for anything, answering nonsense with 2 words and going right back to her soft life. The standout fact is a woman who came up fighting in West Baltimore, got expelled from school, became a mother at 18, built a swimwear line, dropped music, survived a televised marriage, walked away on her own terms, and is now paddle boating on her own lake, unbothered, intentional, and completely done letting other people write her story.